Welcome back to PlumeriaPlay, or welcome if you're new here. Today we're going to be going over the must-have community lots in Willow Creek, and they are all going to be all base game. We're going to be getting started off with this beautiful lot, which is a replacement for the, I think it's called the Magnolia Blossom Park, but it is absolutely beautiful. Once again, all base game. They made this gorgeous grand entrance. There's so many flowers and things everywhere, and then over on this corner they have a lovely little bar and then a nice chess area. And I actually love that the chess is in a covered area. That way if you come here when it's raining, like, you don't have to leave your Sims out in a thunderstorm. We've got our bathrooms there in the middle, and then over on this side we've got some more bathrooms as well as a massive pool area, which I think is so gorgeous. And then they have these like cute little ottomans, so it looks like nice pool seating, but it just looks so like luxe. I don't know, all the fountains everywhere. It's just very beautiful. And it kind of looks more New Orleans in my opinion than the original park did, like especially if you're like in the central popular area of New Orleans. And then this is their cute little playground area for the kids. But I just thought this park was absolutely gorgeous, and it looks so good from the map view too. So let me show you that actually. So this is what it looks like from the map. So it just looks really beautiful even from the map view. So we're gonna be going over this one and then these 4 lots right here. And I did replace them to look, in my opinion, more New Orleans. I am from the South. I'm not too far away from New Orleans, so I have been there a lot. And I don't think what they originally did with the base game was all that New Orleans. I could see what they were going for, but in my opinion, they just kind of missed the mark. So this is our cute little library. On the top floor, you're gonna have a cute kids room that has kind of like a homework space, a cute little play area. They've got the craft tables, like books that look like they would be more kids books. And it's just a little more cluttered than a usual library. Like, it looks like more lived in's not the right word, because obviously like you don't live in a library, but I guess it looks more used. It just looks like Sims have actually been here, have been working on things in this library. And then on the bottom floor, we've kind of got more of a structured setup with the library computers and these big, beautiful bookshelves. And then out in the back, it's a cute little garden area, which in my opinion feels very New Orleans. Like, almost all the spaces in New Orleans have like patio areas and things like that. So I think it's appropriate that they did the same with the library. But that is our cute little library replacement. And then next we're going to be moving over to the gym. So here we are at the renovated Willow Creek gym. It also just looks very New Orleans with like the window terraces and things like that. I absolutely love it. Heading inside on the very top floor, it's actually multifunctional. So they have a big music area in the top floor, which I love a multifunctional lot personally. That way you can send your Sims and have them do more than one thing instead of just like coming here for only a gym. They have the music room upstairs. They have a bar right here. And then if you have spa day, you can replace this with the yoga mats, but they're just kind of decorated to look like a yoga studio right now since this is only base game. Moving down to the next floor is where our regular gym area is. They've got some cute locker rooms, bathrooms back here. And then once again, utilizing the patio space, they've got a little pool. And it is like glassed in, so it has like a sky view from the top, but you can't access it from outside, which I think is really cute. But look at that, like, that's so precious. They did such a good job. But I love from like the street view how it looks like your gym space and then like a storefront almost. So it's like this side is the gym and then this side is the bar, I think is how it's kind of meant to look. Yeah, that's exactly. But they do connect on the inside, so you don't have to like go all the way down and then go back up to get to the bar. But from the outside, it looks like it's 2 separate buildings, which if you've ever been to New Orleans, you know, like all the buildings are connected. There's very rarely actually like gaps in between the buildings. most of them are just very side by side, especially in that main strip of New Orleans, which is this kind of meant to imitate. Next, we're gonna be moving over here, which is our bar, and I think it looks just like something you'd find on Bourbon Street, so let's head over there. This bar is called the VooDoo Peach Club, which I think is really fitting because they kind of went with that peach color scheme, and then they have the sugar skulls, which are very voodoo. So coming in this one for a quick tour. The terraces out here, like these little balconies, I guess you'd call them, very New Orleans with all the plants and things. Absolutely love it. Top floor is empty, it's just kind of for show. And they do have like what look to be little apartments above, which I think your Sims can access. So I would lock the door to those if you don't want your Sims to be able to access those. But you could pretend your Sims like lived above the bar, which I think is fun. And then moving down into the actual bar space, they even have like a little kitchen area here. They have all kinds of speakers around. It's very dark wood and red, which I think is very New Orleans, to be honest. And then they have this big overlook area right here, which I just think is so cool. Like you can see like the lounge area where you would have like live performers, which is also something very common in the New Orleans area. But heading down there, we've got our bar, the lounge area over here. We just like kind of have a cute walk-in with all the layered rugs and things. And then our bathroom's back here. And then we have another bar out in the back. So it's like an outdoor bar. It almost feels like it's two different spaces, which I also really enjoy. I don't know what this effect is, but that is so cool. Yeah, and then they just kind of played on the trolley aesthetic. But I just think this is such a cool lot, such a cool bar. And then, like I said, you can have your Sims like pretend to live up here and just lock these doors to the other Sims that you don't want to be up here. Or you can pretend like they're on vacation in New Orleans and they're staying in like a little hotel above the bar. But I just think it's really fun. I think this is such a well done build. And I just think it makes Willow Creek feel a little bit more lively. We are now here at the museum, which I like was so taken aback when I saw this build. Even just like the roof and stuff I thought was so cool, how they have like this like dome area up top. And then like look, your Sims can actually go out there, like they can sit out here. They have the telescopes and things. So it's a museum that actually has a little bit of functionality. So this is your staircase, how you get up to the ceiling, or not the ceiling, the roof, how you get up to the roof. And then they have just like a cute lounge area right there. Heading down a little bit further, we've got obviously like a museum aesthetic. So there are some tables and some laptops. So if you wanted to use the museum kind of as like a fancy library, you could, because the museum doesn't really have a whole lot of functionality in my opinion. Like there's not a whole lot to do other than to quite literally click on stuff and to like view it. But over here, like they've put all kinds of like crystals and fossils and things, so it just looks like more to look at than if you just put the base game art and statues up on the wall. They even like have the fish and things. And then here in the center, they have this huge dome area, and there is just like art all around it. But yeah, you can just have your Sims come in here and they can look at all this art all the way, all the way around the walls. I just think that's so beautiful how they did that. And then heading down to the first floor, that's where the art actually is. And then they've just kind of got some more like rooms and things with an art aesthetic. And then they have a little bar right here. I think if you have a get together, this would be a great place to replace it with a cafe. Since we are doing base game only, I couldn't put a cafe, but you would definitely see a cafe in New Orleans if you were like replacing these with more than just the base game. I would have 100% put a cafe. And then over here on the side, they've got just a little cute fountain and garden area with the chess tables. But yeah, that is our museum and our whole New Orleans inspired strip, all with base game only lots. So definitely check these out if you're interested, as well as that park that I had showed you originally. I just think they did such a beautiful job with all these builds, and I'll have all the names and creators and things in the description below. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.